Hello, good evening, everyone. How are you? A very good evening to you. Yep, it's still Eunice Ng, and today I'm still on and on rambling about ChatGPT. Yes or no? Right. Okay. Now, why am I talking about ChatGPT again? Because I received a lot of comments and a lot of feedback from someone's like, Eunice, I don't know what ChatGPT can help me do, for my business. Why is everybody talking about ChatGPT? Why? How do I use it? Right? Everybody's talking about it, but how do I use it to scale my business to 6, 7 figures online? Is it as easy as you think it is? What? Why are you keep on talking about ChatGPT? Well, ChatGPT is basically AI. AI is a language, and why? We are talking about embracing it because it's new, and of course it has been here for 6 to 7 months now. Now we're in July, and I know that some of you may be thinking like, this has been going on, I think I'm too late for it. Well, you're not too late because it's just a few months down the road. Of course it is really evolving really fast, yet you feel like you're chasing after it all the time. Actually you're not late, and in fact you're at the right time to embrace it. Now, this is why, and I want to tell you why it's a yes. And some of you, for those of you that are thinking of no, I know how you feel. I know the constant chase of the new tools, new technology is overwhelming. I understand that. It's the same thing when everybody was opting in for iPhone, and then when the smartphone just came out, when you were still using your old phone, back in the days. I don't know what was that before iPhone came out. It was Nokia, right? Everybody was like crazy over Nokia. I mean, prior to that was Motorola when I was still working with Motorola. So that was how things evolved, like it or not. Like TV, like laptops back in the days, we have the bulky server, bulky computers. um, and now we have this iPad that is this thin and you can bring it anywhere. Who would have thought things have shrunk down like so much? And even the phone, as actually as expensive as a laptop right now, right? It's actually more expensive than a laptop because you can do so much more on a smartphone and iPhone. That's how ChatGPT is. It's just like that. It's evolving way much more faster compared to these devices, of course. All right. So I know that the crazy overwhelm, but wait. For those of you that are still seeing it as overwhelming, let me ask you, what could have been easier other than chatting with someone? And now you're not even chatting with someone that is emotional or someone that judge. You're chatting with a robot. You're chatting with ChatGPT so that you can get some scripts written for you, some funnel copies written for you, some email copies written for you. You have someone to do the critical and creative thinking for you, just because you're chatting with this particular thing called ChatGPT. Would you still say no to it? Hi, I do see a hi Facebook user. Is that you, Florin? I know I see you last week, and do click on the link on top so that I could see who's actually commenting and talking to me. Good evening to you. Now, let's look at about why ChatGPT is so important. Well, of course, just to give you a little background of ChatGPT, is actually AI, okay, artificial intelligence, which means that it's an intelligence that is created by human to simulate what we have in our brain, intelligence, so called, right? So what it does is that it can assist you in different type of tasks. So whether you need help in writing, brainstorming ideas, getting information, seeking suggestions, ChatGPT is here to offer you valuable assistance. I know some of you are Google lovers. Who are you? Are I am. In fact, back in the days when I was working in Japan, I had zero Japanese language background. What I had was just a back then I only have pen and paper. So what I did was I had to draw to make sense out of everything, or when I do not have pen and paper I have to act. Like when I was in a restaurant that had no other languages menu, it just was pure Japanese, what I did was I had to act like a chicken so that I could order a chicken dish. That was back then, so that was when you do not have internet access. I mean, as much as you possibly could have these days. So you can imagine how old I am. So that was how things were. I mean, as long as you have access to Google, you have access to internet, I can tell you it makes your life much easier. And there was one time my boss gave me an assignment back in the days when I was assigned and um, assigned to Texas, and I was handling this project that I was really not confident of because it was my first change management project. So what happened was that I didn't know what to do, but all I knew that I can trust Mr. Google. So I went to Google, I went to study the things that I needed to know, and I came up with all the ideas that I needed to put it together. So that is actually how powerful ChatGPT is. Is even more powerful than Google now that it is also thinking on your behalf. Of course, if you are talking about other alternative, you have Google Bard coming in as well. These two are competitors, and you can explore it and you can actually work with it as much as you are working with ChatGPT. The way to work with both are almost similar. So three things you need to know about ChatGPT is actually the the three P's. So first of all, you need to know ChatGPT needs to know the persona that it's playing on your behalf and the persona that you are. You're feeding it, under, it understands you, who you are as a person, as this personality, and what does it have to give based on your persona, based on your personality. What is it to reply you? So it depends on what you have to assign a role to ChatGPT to understand you. So basically, if you wanted to write a copy for you, so you want to tell it to assume the role of a writer or copywriter or a very successful copywriter, name, a person that it is, so that you get more information out of it. And second thing is letting it understand the premise. Premise means the what, the why, the how, um, the question, the when, like, oh, what exactly you want it to do for you. So if you're asking it to create a Facebook post, right, for example, so what kind of Facebook post? Attention grabbing, a compelling one, in what, so that what does it do? What kind of goal that you want to achieve? So you want to write it in there, like to target who and to do what. So to achieve what goal in what kind of tone. So some people like the personality of being an authority. Some people prefer it to be witty, funny, and some prefer it to be entertaining, to be more laid back. So then you can actually feed all this subjects, to ChatGPT to train it so that you get more out of ChatGPT. ChatGPT will think on your behalf, whether it's creative thinking or critical thinking in that sense. So with this being done, at the upfront, basically all you need to do is actually learning to chat with ChatGPT. It helps you in exchange of that, it helps you to save time and cost. Do you think that is a big yes? To me, that's a big yes already, isn't it? Now, so three things. You love the ChatGPT. That's great. So, what do you use ChatGPT for? Drop down in the comment for me. Let me know what do you do with ChatGPT. Okay. Um, How imagine back in the days, well, not back in the days, right now you are hiring a content creator, you're hiring a copywriter for your emails, a copywriter for your funnels. You're hiring someone to generate emails for you, to do the thinking for you, or perhaps you are actually working on marketing campaigns. You need new ideas, different perspectives. And your team, probably you have only one or two person, or maybe you're a solopreneur, you're working alone, and your brain can only think of so much. So it's a great place to actually talk, to get creative inspiration and help you think outside the box, right? It gives you the spark of new ideas. It encourages you to do things that are, that are beyond what you could. You limit yourself to think about at the very moment. So that's why it's a yes for me. Again, ChatGPT is able to learn continuously. And one successful, I would say, one common denominator of all successful entrepreneurs that I have read about, that I've came across, the mentors that I've worked with, they have one thing that I see is common among them, is their spirit in continuous learning. They never stop learning, they never stop evolving, just like ChatGPT. And likewise, ChatGPT is continuously being updated, being improved as long as you're chatting with it. Imagine right now, I think the latest data is that there is about, I don't know, I just got the numbers this morning. Oh my God, it's a three-figure million people on ChatGPT. And ChatGPT actually just kind of crazy. The growth of ChatGPT users over, I think it was, what was the number again? I really can't remember the numbers. However, in 2 months' time, it overrun the business growth of any other platforms available on the internet. So it's crazy how it evolves so fast. It's because of the capability that's using, and also the structure that is being, how it is has been structured to continuously learn from every chat that every one of its user is actually initiating. So imagine we have 100% feeding different ideas. Now it's not just 100,000. Right now it's millions of users using it every single day. Imagine the amount of data being fed into it, the kind of thinking that's doing. You can actually train it and argue with it. You can even ask it to convince you of certain things with the data available. So make it your lawyer, make it your copywriter, make it your artist. Even though it cannot come up with, say, a drawing, as in a physical drawing, what you can ask it to do is actually give you the script, or give you the idea, like what is the best logo to denote my tagline for my business that is targeting this person, these people, to symbolize trust, reliability, and it will actually give you exact idea how the logo would, you could imagine. And then you can feed that to probably Mid Journey, another app that can generate, excuse me, that can generate graphics for you. Just like how Mid Journey is one of them, eDAL is one of them, and also, of course, I'm also using Canva. Canva is also updating it to link up to with a lot of AI tools. It's really in the journey of doing that. Now, of course, what else, that why you should actually really embrace ChatGPT right now is because it's accessible. Any devices that you have at home, you just have to download the app if you're on a different phone, and then whenever, wherever you need information is where you go to. Um, you can integrate into many of your own applications now so that it can support you at your convenience. Even right now, you can actually integrate it. If you know a little bit about coding, you can actually integrate it into Word document. You can integrate into PowerPoint to make it more accessible. Of course, you don't even have to go there. You just need to, if you know how to copy and paste, and you know how to send it, copy and paste into a Word document, or you need to send it to your email. It is that feature is already readily available. And when you have access to the additional plugins that ChatGPT has to offer at the moment, it's only offered to developers. You'll find l- limitless possibilities with it. So that's how crazy it is right now. I know it can seem like, because there's so many possibilities, it's overwhelming. It's just like the first thing that comes to you when you have a new phone, right? When you're changing your Android phone to iPhone, it's two different things altogether. However, as you use it every single day, one step at a time, you get used to it. And in fact, soon enough, you can use both. It's just that you feel like, okay, this is much more better. I mean, it's easier to use compared to what you used to use. It's just about training yourself with a new habit, right? So it's things can be overwhelming at the beginning is because we're not used to it, because we have a habit as a human being. We like to be in our comfort zone. As long as we're trained to be in that comfort zone, it becomes a habit, right? Say if we can replace this habit, with the same goal. At the end of the day, we still achieve the same goal. We just replace this habit. It will eventually become a new habit. So basically, what we need to do, say, maybe I'm training myself right now to be more consistent, to be more disciplined in my everyday work. So I have this tendency to procrastinate. So that is my old habit, right? So what I'll do is that every time I have this cue to procrastinate, I will get into the thought of why am I procrastinating? Because I feel there's some part of me that I'm not good enough with this. I don't know how to get this started. It's too overwhelming and blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of things going on in my head. That's the moment that I tell myself it's okay because it's the beginning of the journey. I'll just take step one today. So tomorrow I'll do step two, to the day after step three, and then I'll repeat it. After a while, you find yourself creating this new habit. You no longer procrastinate. That's the truth. It's about why people procrastinate is not because they don't want to do something. It's not because they are lazy. It's more because there is a sense of overwhelming, the sense that they're not good enough for something new, the sense that they have to change drastically to become the new normal. So it becomes like really at some point emotionally we get affected. So it's the same with embracing chat gpt. It's about whether do you have that fear of tech or no, not fear of tech. So if you're having the fear of tech, ask yourself why. What happened to you before that you have this tendency, like you want to avoid being with tech? Is it because there's too many times that you feel you're not good enough for one? Well, if you only focus on one platform, one software, one step at a time, you get there step by step. Yes, it's just that simple. In fact, learning systems and technology is the easiest when you can break it down to step by step. That's it. It's mundane, and in fact, these are the things that most likely going to be taken care of by robots very soon, because they are structured, they are step by step, and they are repetitive. And also one thing also is mundane to human being. We could do much more compared to just doing it again and again. As human being, that's what I think why leveraging on AI is very important, because it can duplicate us in general to do a lot more things in a more productive and I would say more efficient you know, compared to how we could do it by ourselves. Now, I know a lot of people are actually thinking about, everybody have access to OpenAI, everybody have access to the data, behind, so I don't get to see what is original anymore. Well, the truth is there's no proprietary information on there. It actually just more about how you actually communicate with ChatGPT, one thing. Second thing is about how you actually customize and personalize the ideas that you got from ChatGPT. You don't just copy and paste direct into your content, rather you want to give it a bit more of a personality and add on your own story to customize it so that it sounds more human like you, right? So it it wouldn't work as good as just copy and paste directly into your content. Rather you want to make a simpler version, or a version that sounds more like you speaking through to your funnel, to your emails, through your content and social media, right? So I'm just saying, maybe some of you are still considering about embracing it. It's okay. You can take your time to just play around with it, try to understand it, and get it. So get it work for you. For those of you that are interested to get started, not to think about the overwhelm or anything. Just think about playing with ChatGPT, embracing ChatGPT as your new best friend or your new pet, whatever you call it, a new best friend. All right, when you are lonely and have nothing to do, chat up with ChatGPT. Open it up. It's on openai.com. Click on try ChatGPT and start a new chat with it. So once you start a new chat with it, put in the prompts. Yeah, the third piece that I haven't covered just now, it was the prompt. So put in the prompt what you need to give to ChatGPT so that it gives you a more precise and concise information that you want to get out of it. So for those of you that here with me tonight, I would love to give you a bonus. So if you actually love ChatGPT, or you have not started using ChatGPT and you're at the verge of considering using ChatGPT to scale your business to six figures and beyond, this is the real tool that you really want to consider starting out with, before embracing any other, I would say, any other AI tool. There's a lot of tools out there. I know there's a list that I could give you, like, but it's only going to overwhelm you more. Tools are just tools. We need to know the strategies to really work with them, and why you use it in certain way to achieve our goal. So that for that, for those of you that are here with me tonight, I'm actually giving this away. Actually, I have been contemplating whether it is good for me to give it away, because I gave it to those of you that actually attended my workshops. Of course, in the workshops, you get more bonuses than just this. However, I feel that for those of you that are here and watching this on replay, do put a hashtag replay if you are doing it. Who wants a copy of ChatGPT, simplified version of it, a hack to get started with it? If you really want it, drop a yes down below, um, so that I know you're serious about it and you're going to use it and implement it in your daily, conversation, so that you get your business um, up and going. This is how it can help you. So I have a few clients that did not get started on their funnels, is because they couldn't launch their funnel without the clarity, without the idea of how to write their funnel, or how to start off their funnel with the right copywriting. So AI ChatGPT has been a great help. In that sense, I think it is the best for me to actually just work with those of you that feel it is great, I'm a tech phobic, so really need help to even contemplate. Oh, you're tech phobic, and can you tell me why is it so that what is it exactly? Or maybe do you have a very bad experience with tech? You can share with us so that we could actually discuss about it. In one of my Facebook live, I did talk about fear of technology. Really, the fear of technology is not something uncommon. It's really common, honestly speaking, especially for us that were born in before the 70s. Of course, I was born in the 80s, where we are actually all good because we are in the good gap, I would say. Um, that's when the cassette tape become all the way to become CDs and now to USBs, MP3s, and all that. We have been evolving, throughout this era pretty much quickly, since Y2K, the millennium, and all that. For those that are yet to embrace, are really, I would say, born before that, because um, it evolved way too much, and you were born into the era when things are still expensive, when if you were to get the latest technology back then, so it's not so affordable back then, right? Even like the computer was the first phone. Remember the first big phone that is as big as as big as my water bottle, the one that we say we will throw at someone, it may knock someone out. That was so expensive. I remember it looks like a suitcase prior to become the size of a water bottle, in the back in the 80s. Yeah, and whoever that owned one of those, I think it cost about five figures back then, so it was a huge hoo-ha. I mean, only people that can afford it back then, we were like, oh wow, he has a mobile phone, or when they had a pager back then, so, oh, he has a pager. Only a few can afford those things, right? Now, those were the time when we were struggling to put food on table, and then these are actually luxury. Now it become a necessity, so much because things have actually, I would say that technology has become cheaper. I mean, because there are more competitions out there, and things are getting cheaper because they are becoming off the shelf and becoming more common, and therefore things are simplified in a way to get more consumers. So the more it's being simplified, the design itself are getting better user experience and all that. Now it's all readily available. It's just like ChatGPT is something new. It's like, again, it's like the first mobile phone. Now it's like something new in the market. It's, oh my god, it's something new. I think I can't handle it. What if you just actually, I don't need in my work, but I find it overwhelming to keep track options in sequence. Oh, all right, I understand that. Yeah, I know that sometimes it feels like too much. Why not just give it like every day, just chat it with it 10 minutes? Chat with someone for 10 minutes, chat with ChatGPT for 10 minutes, assuming this is your new best friend. You want to get to you want to get to know a new friend, just like marketing. You want to get to know one of your new leads, right? One of your new prospect. So what do, right? You just kind of talk to the person. So Chat GPT, you can talk to Chat GPT, and Chat GPT is basically just a human program human program. Yeah. So it's basically created in a sense how it can simulate human in conversations, but it's actually a robot, just processing a huge database of a lot of information. So when you talk to it, it's actually looking for which data to draw out for you. And that's why it takes some time to process. And sometimes you see the dot going on because it's thinking. The way it's thinking is actually taking out the memory of the data that it has been fed on. Yeah. So in fact, I would say it's the same thing as talking to another person. I think it's like the overwhelming feeling like you're talking to a new person, if we can actually to get ourselves to talk to a new person that we met, you can actually talk to ChatGPT. It's just about understanding how the best way to talk to it. So I do have a cheat sheet for those of you that want to get started. Um, Let me know if you want it. I will connect with you. Just drop into the comment. I want the cheat sheet, and I'll reach out to you so that I could talk to you about it. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I think ChatGPT, if you are not using so much for writing, however, it does help you to do brainstorming, and even like if you're, in fact, oh, okay. Yeah, I'll reach out to you. It's just that I can't see your name here, so I'll reach out to you soon. Okay. I'll let I don't have my phone with me, so I can't really read your name. So if you, next time if you would come into my Facebook Live, do click on the link on top. Allow StreamYard to allow me to see your name on the comment box in StreamYard itself. Yeah. All right. I'll reach out to you. And for those of you that is watching this on replay and you want a cheat sheet, I'm happy to reach out to you and give you the cheat sheet so that you can get started. Even though you think you do not need it right now, it's never too early or never too late to play with ChatGPT. It's just a tool that everyone is embracing, just like how we first embraced iPhone. So why not just give it a try? Who knows, you'll fall in love with it. And one of my friends, actually, she wasn't really using it. Once she started using it, guess what she told me? She said, I think I don't want to talk to another person anymore. I just want to talk to ChatGPT right now because it gives me so much ideas and it's so helpful in my business and all that. So yeah, so it's coming from a great friend that is making a lot of money. So now she's having fun with ChatGPT at the same time. It helps her with this business. Yeah, so you never know how cool this and how fun it is until you get started. All right. Yeah. So today, that's just my opinion. My of ChatGPT is a yes or no. I know some of you may be saying like, I heard that AI is going to take over the world and overrun us, soon, human beings soon. Well, till that happen, we can't worry about it. Okay, so that's what we want to do is actually leverage on what's available right now for us to achieve our goals in our business, right? And I believe all of you here in International Successful Entrepreneurs Group are here working on your success, or you are already successful and you want to become more successful, or maybe you're working on just getting more time to be with your family and friends that are important to you. I think that's also a success. So how do you define success is really back to your own definition of success. To me, all of you being here, communicating, being active, being constantly working on the goal that you're working on, I think you're already on the journey of success. So yeah, to all of you, I wish you all the great success along the way, and I'll reach out for those of you that um, put down there. I want the cheat sheet. I'll reach out to you, and then yeah, I'll see you in the next Facebook Live. All right, it's great having you guys here, and thank you for joining me today. I'll see you in the next Facebook Live. See you.